unhappy with a liquidator, there are things you can do, but it's absolutely crucial that you pay attention to what really matters. I'm Elliot Green from Oliver Elliott, and this is my quick briefing on the subject. If you want to remove a liquidator, there are essentially three ways to do it. One is you convene a decision procedure to replace them with the support of other creditors. Two, you make an application to court. High bar, I'll come on to that because that's ultimately is what we're talking about here in this video. And three, you ask the liquidator to leave. Now in some instances they will go if they've had enough and they've got other things to do and that they're happy to be replaced. Now, decision procedure approach is very simple. You go and get the support of other creditors, and if they are willing, then if you get a majority on the votes, you can replace the liquidator. You may have to pay a deposit and so on, but that's part of the process, the procedure, and so on. Now, on the other hand, if you don't have the ability to use that procedure and you want to go to court to remove the liquidator because you're unhappy, this is crucial. The court will admittedly not hesitate to remove the liquidator if the liquidator has failed to live up to the necessary standards that the court requires. But it is a very, very high bar indeed to go to court and to replace the liquidator and change the liquidator. And the reason is you are going to have to provide evidence which demonstrates that this liquidator that you're not happy with is not living up to the standards that the court and what the reasonable expectation of the creditors is. They're not living up to those standards. But bear in mind that the liquidator is an officer of the court, and the court is going to think long and hard. It's going to want to be convinced that it's the right move and it's in the best interests of creditors before the court is going to step in and remove that liquidator. It's not a case of changing guards like at Buckingham Palace just because a creditor's not happy that they're not getting their money back, or just because a director is being pursued by the liquidator for an overdrawn director's own account, or being investigated by the liquidator in relation to the assets of the company, the books and records. That all these kind of things are not reasons to replace the liquidator. You might be unhappy, but they do not reach that high standard that you're going to have to get to if you are seriously thinking of attempting to replace the liquidator. And if you get it wrong, you could be thumped massively with all the costs of the liquidators if your application for their removal doesn't succeed. So it's absolutely crucial that you go and get independent legal advice from solicitors, specialists in insolvency and barristers to check this particular point out. Do not waltz off to court imagining that you can make some bare assertions and allegations about your unhappiness of the liquidator, and that will be sufficient. There has to be some pretty good evidence to prove your case that it is a just and reasonable thing to be done. Questions, queries, concerns, give us a shout. We know insolvency inside out.